we now have infinite infinity blocks being generated and being pumped into this drawer right here. We currently have 3,517 blocks of infinity, and thus we can now push forward to creating bigger and better things. And of course, the end goal, really, for the pack at this point, I think, is the Chaos Plank. I guess, really, the end goal might be the creative chest, but at the same time, I don't really feel like making 8 Chaos Planks. I guess we could try and find a way to duplicate the Chaos Planks, but I think, for all intents and purposes, I am probably going to classify the Chaos Plank as the end of the pack for us. We're almost certainly not going to finish every single quest because there are so many freaking quests. A lot of them are just crafting quests. Like, a lot of this stuff here is just me crafting a bunch of ingots and a bunch of machines that we don't need to use and we don't need to have. So I'm probably not going to do all of the quests. And as I mentioned before, Titan mode is just around the corner. If we had a little bit more time, I might go through and do some of those other quests here. But for us, we're probably just going to focus in on trying to get this this Chaos Plank here. And speaking of quests, I think what we should do is, real quick, I'm going to dump a lot of the stuff that I have in my inventory here into the system, and I think we should start today's episode by essentially claiming all of the quests, because we have like maybe 100 quests that have not been claimed, and that's a lot of RAK that we're just leaving on the table right now. So real quick, I'm pretty sure this button down here allows us to claim every quest that has not yet been claimed. It does. Fantastic. And so if we go through each of the pages with the little yellow exclamation point, we should be able to rack up, see what I did there, quite a bit of RAK, as well as maybe a few other items along the way, although I think that RAK is really the only quest reward that you get outside of like the first quest here. So I will claim every single one. Look at this. Like, look at that. We did so many quests up in the top right hand corner there. That is insanity. How much RAK do we have? Quite a bit. So we'll dump all that in the system. We are now up to 2,002 RAK. Now, I don't think there's really anything that expensive in the totems here. We do have stuff like the Wither totem. We could get a speed totem. That could be interesting. Or 15 RAK. It's also not very expensive, to be honest. I do kind of want the night vision totem, so I will go ahead and splurge 64 RAK on that guy real quick. That seems like it could be useful. We probably are also going to need to get more levels for this. Yes, 26 player levels. We only have 22. That is fine. We are completely out of solidified experience cubes. It finally happened. We finally pushed our system to its limit. And thus, at this point in time, these are like our final 12 solidified experience cubes. You'll see we are still getting more. Like, as the mob spawner works at the bottom of the base, it does still generate more solidified experience cubes. But for now, we just have to go into here and manually grab some solidified experience cubes. Thankfully, they do have an EMC value, and so getting more of these is fairly easy to do. But it does mean that going forward, our spawner is going to work like a lot slower if we want to get anything done. Like, we're going to have to either manually pump solidified experience cubes into there, and actually, real quick, what I might want to do here is just grab a personal EMC link. Like, I don't know why I'm bothering with the whole, you know, export bus setup. If we just head on down here, get rid of this, throw down one of these, and then we just have like translocators move unlimited solidified experience cubes into here. We do want to be careful because doing it on a block like this, so real quick, let me just do that. That should be pumping. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Now, there is a slight possibility that if we left this going forever, we could run out of EMC. Now, we do have 157.42 trillion EMC, so we're not really in the range to run out of EMC anytime soon, but there is a chance we do. And so I guess we should just bear in mind that maybe at some point we should switch this back to the octuple compressed sugarcane, just so we can, you know, be generating EMC from this system instead of pumping EMC in with the refined EMC link right there. But nevertheless, let me grab some more stone here real quick so I can cover up the floor once again. And if we head back over to the core of the base, what was I working on? Of course, I was applying my night vision totem. Here we go. Boom and boom. Beautiful. So now, no longer do we have to worry about the darkness. I think the nether might be a good place to... actually, I think the hunting dimension might be the best place to kind of exemplify this, because the hunting dimension is pitch black. Oh yeah, look at this. Beautiful. Night vision, 24/7, 365. I love it. All right. So, what I want to work on in today's episode, now that we have unlimited infinity ingots, and now that our sights are firmly set on trying to get the Chaos Plank, before we start working on the Chaos Plank, I think one thing that's going to be very useful for us to have is the Tome of Knowledge, because quite a lot of this stuff in here has an EMC value. Stuff like these diamonds here, they have EMC values, and just getting some of the, sub-items required to make the core items, a lot of these have EMC. And so being able to have everything that is possibly EMCable to us is going to be great. For those who don't know, once you get the Tome of Knowledge, you put it into your transmutation table, and at that point, any item that has an EMC is available in your transmutation table. So just any item in the game, whether or not we've made it before, it's available in here, and we can just search for it and pull it out, and it's fantastic. And so I think making this should be our next goal. Now, a lot of the stuff in here doesn't look too bad. Bookshelves, fine. Enhanced Ender Ingots are not too difficult to make. They're Ender Ingots and Ender Stars. Ender Stars are just Eyes of Ender and Nether Stars. That's easy enough. The Infinity Ingots, we've got unlimited. The Covalence Dust, very easy. The Resonating Gem, I think we have EMC'd. We don't, but we should have either the seeds or the actual Resonating Gems themselves. No, we definitely do, right? We got a Star Metal Ingot. Ooh, okay, we might not actually have that in that case. One Resonating Gem. However, we do have the Starlight Infuser, and we do have Aquamarine, and so we could head up and do that up there. That shouldn't be too difficult for us whatsoever. The only hard part, I think, about getting the Tome of Knowledge is going to be maybe making a second transmutation table. Actually, no, this is very easy to do. And given that we do have an energy condenser, yes, we can definitely go ahead and just duplicate our transmutation tablet, so that's not going to be difficult at all. The hard part is almost certainly going to be the Void Stars in the middle here. We need Void Stars from VOIDCRAFT. We have not done any VOIDCRAFT at all yet, and so yeah, there we go. That's that was not too difficult at all. We'll take all those back and just dump those back in here. Oh my goodness, can I? Yeah, here we go. Just throw them all back in there. So the Void Stars are the only thing we don't have. That's mostly because we haven't done any VOIDCRAFT at all just yet. However, if we head over to the VOIDCRAFT questline, which I think is somewhere around here, maybe, possibly. There are too many questlines, man. Here it is. Omnicron. This one right here. So the first quest is Void-Filled Flask. This one says craft an Obsidian Flask, then go down to Y level 6 or below and right-click with the flask in hand. When thrown, it creates a voidic flame while on full blocks. Okay, so we need to make an Obsidian Flask, and I don't think this is too difficult for us to make. It is not. It's 1 glass and 3 obsidian, which compared to some of the recent crafts that we've been doing is pretty easy to do. So if we head on down, I think the lowest point of our base is below Y level 6. It is Y level 4. And so if we just right click down here, we fill up our flasks. Nice. With, I guess, Essence of the Void or something along those lines. And so back over in the quest book, the next quest wants us to throw a filled obsidian flask at the ground, which creates a purple fire, then throw a Minecraft book on the ground, and we should get the VOIDCRAFT book. So we'll take you, we'll set some purple fire, we'll throw in the book, lightning strikes, and we get the Book of the Void, which now gives us all of this information about VOIDCRAFT. If we need to find out what certain things do or how we get certain items, we can consult that book should we need to. And so our next quest is Void Crystal, which wants us to acquire 64 Void Crystals. And so if we look under items and Void Crystal, crystallized Void, how exactly these are formed and why they're found in the end is unknown. To gather these crystals, simply venture to the end and look around for Void Crystal ore. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, that the Void Crystal ore, or the Void Crystal itself, is actually makeable. It is. We can craft together filled obsidian flasks with Ender Biotite, and given that our system knows how to make Ender Biotite, and given that we have 65,000 Ender Biotite essence, it might not be a bad idea to just request, like, maybe a few hundred Ender Biotite real quick. And then whilst that's doing that, if we quickly go ahead and craft up a bunch of these filled obsidian flasks, then, oh, sorry, the empty obsidian flasks, then we fill them. We should be able to do this without having to go through to the end and gathering it that way, especially given that this is so easy to get, right? You can just hold down right click, and boom, we've got many, many stacks of filled obsidian flasks. I do hear a ghast. Did that spawn in my mob spawner? I guess it did, right? I think we have heard that before. It's still a horrifying sound to be hearing when you're not ready for it. Here we go. Let me get rid of this. So I think at this point, we should be able to go ahead and make a few of those void crystals. Like so. You get 4 at a time, so a stack should be very easy to come by. That is another quest complete. And then after that, we need to go below the bedrock, construct a portal like a nether portal, then throw a filled obsidian flask into the flame. So we need 14 void crystal block. The void crystal block is made, as you would expect, out of 9 void crystal. And so if we do something like this, we get 7 void crystal, which is not quite 9, not quite 14, if for those who are keeping track at home. But if we go ahead and do something like this, so close. So very close. We can get ourselves 14. Nice. Now, we do have to figure out where in the world we're going to put this. Tradition kind of dictates that we would put it up over here, I guess. Like, we have all of our other portals here. We could put it, like, on top of the pre-existing nether portal. That would look a little bit janky, but I think what I might do is just kind of push this platform out a little bit and have another platform behind the nether portal, I think. Actually, probably won't put it here simply due to the fact that this nether portal is bigger than usual to make it centered. I'd have to put this off center and that's going to drive me insane. And so you know what? We're going to go right down to the void. Why are you doing quests? I'm doing quests because I'm just doing them to progress through VOIDCRAFT. Like, I've not played with VOIDCRAFT and we need these void crystals. I can see the void crystal is here. There's a quest for it. And so I'm assuming that if we follow the quest through, it will get us to the void crystal. That is my, my current logic here. And is why I am doing the quests. So I will put this down. It's still not going to be centered, which is still going to drive me insane, but at least it's like all the way at the bottom of the platform, so I don't have to look at it. And so we'll just do something like this. We'll get ourselves a regular. Oh, this is not tall enough, is it? We need to put... Okay, real quick. 3rd time's a charm. We do have to recraft those back up. That is fine. Where am I going to put this freaking portal? I guess, for now... I'm going to put it right about here. I'm just going to put it down just so we can get through to the void dimension. Like so. And then using our filled flask, we can activate it. And we can head on through. Nice. Okay, I do need my shuriken, which I just threw in the system. Now, the next quest, we've got 2 or 3 next quests actually. We've got Charred Bones, which says kill a void wraith for charred bones. We have a void chain, which says kill chain spectre for void chains. And we have void blast furnace, requires void power and voidic flame under it to function. Now, this quest here does not come, like, it's not connected to the void star. And so I'm not necessarily sure that we even need to do this. And so instead I'm going to focus on getting charred bones and void chain, presumably by fighting some form of mob in this void dimension. Can you not make it bigger too? Possibly. I don't know. Is the, oh, was a little scared there for a second. It is, oh, very dark. I'm also trapped in bedrock, but it is soft bedrock, and thus is mineable. What in the world? It's, I don't know. Is it possible to make it bigger? If it is, then I would be all about that. But as of right now, I do not know if it's possible to make it bigger. We also do have a very large, oh my goodness, let me vein mine this. It is going to destroy my pickaxe, but I don't know how deep into bedrock we are. The answer is very deep. What in the world? And my pickaxe is completely broken. Okay, there is some void crystal ore there. What in the world is this? Freaking, oh my. Okay, let's head back and get some obsidian to recreate this. Don't stay in the dimension too long. What happens if I stay in the dimension too long? Do I get overtaken by the purpleness? Let me check real quick. Let me look in the book. I'm sure it'll tell me about the void dimension, right? Maybe? Weapons, armor, void of confusion, the void. Terrain is similar to that of the nether. You'll mostly find soft bedrock there. There are large areas of rift in space known as holes in reality. Touching such holes of reality will send you to a random dimension around the same coordinates from the one you were in the void, give or take about 200 blocks. Any item that touches such a hole will be lost forever, so be careful. Void crystal ore and liquid void populate the void as well. You may also find some plant life growing near a source of liquid void. Only 2 entities can be found anywhere within the void. These are void wraiths and chained specters, both of the enemies that we need. On occasion, you can find a structure that is known as a void fortress. These are, I'm going to move away because this mob spawner is horrendously loud and I hate it. As a Void Fortress, these Void Fortresses resemble the Nether Fortresses in design. Void Wraiths and Herobrine Creepers populate these fortresses. Hold on a second. Herobrine's Creepers populate these fortresses? I thought only 2 entities could be found anywhere within the Void. And those were Void Wraiths and Void Chains. Where are these Herobrine Creepers coming from? Eh? Anyway, let's get some obsidian. It did say that the dimension is similar to that of the Nether in terrain. And I'm not gonna lie, it seemed like I guess maybe we got unlucky, but the area that we spawned in was very much so not Nether-like in its terrain generation. It was very much so, you know, Bedrock-like in its terrain generation. There we go. Creepers are only spawned in the fortresses. So what happens if I stay in the dimension too long? Does something bad actually happen, or do I just end up with like permanent purple marks on my monitor, and that's the price you have to pay? You get burn-in. I don't like the fact that we start like in a block. That's horrible. We are at level 72. I don't know if we've got to, you know, like go up or down here. Like we seem pretty high up. I'm just gonna break some blocks here and hope that we find an escape. Now we're not wearing the best of armor. We've got like the emeradic armor on right now, but we haven't had any issues just yet. I'm thinking this way, by the way, because I can see mobs on the map in this direction, so I'm assuming at some point this kind of opens up into an area that we can actually kind of walk or fly around in. Hopefully. Night vision and saturation. Look at your hearts. Oh, my heart's being, oh, my hearts are being voided. So is that the only, will I actually like eventually die here, or what? Or will it just take me down to like 1 HP, like 1 heart, so that I am very easy to kill? Also, hold on, real quick. That's not permanent, right? Like if I go back, I get the hearts back? It's not like when I come back to the dimension, they're just gone? Excuse me? Oh no, okay, they do come back. Whew. I was gonna say, I was like, if that's just like a permanent debuff that you get from that dimension, that is horrendous. Okay, so I think we should maybe look at getting ourselves a, one of these guys, the Dislocator, so that we can more easily teleport ourselves to that dimension, because although it's not too hard to do with the portal is a little slow, and so having a Dislocator to take us back and forth, I think will make life a lot easier. That purple stuff is trippy. It is pretty trippy. Do we have any Draconium in here? We do. Fantastic. Draconium doesn't have any EMC, and so even though we do have limitless EMC, we do still have to bear in mind that we got to do this the old-fashioned way with the old pulverizer and duplicator setup. Make an unbreakable pickaxe too. The unbreakable pickaxes are a pain to make, though, no? And faster. Yeah, my tools are a bit dated, right? We do now have what it takes to like potentially make the world breaker, right? From like, this is like, we can just do this. I should just make this, right? Like, it's essentially infinity blocks. Let me check, it is infinity blocks and not chaos blocks. Yeah, no, infinity blocks, a crystal block, and then neutronium ingots. Like, that is very easy for us to do at this point. We have the crystal blocks lying around, and there's me just using a standard obsidian pickaxe. And then we'll also grab neutronium ingots as well. Like, it feels like this makes a lot more sense compared to our old tool. Has infinite of everything, uses cobblestone pig. It's ecological, Ninja. It's ecological and cheap, okay? Jeez. All right. That's quite the pickaxe upgrade, though, right? Like, just from one to the next like that. So, we'll throw most of this back in here. I will go ahead and craft up, I'll smelt up at least 8 of these here, because I would like to make 2 dislocators if possible. I'm not quite sure where my old dislocator went, the one that got us to the overworld, but I will make 2 of these. We'll have one that takes us to here. And then once we go through, I should probably name these as well. Can I name this in here? Home. Enchantment cost is too expensive, of course. Here we go. I always think it has the word cube in its name. It doesn't. It's just called solidified experience. Okay, so this one is home, and this one is scary dimension. Beautiful. All right, let's head on back through and let's set up our new dislocator so we can get back and forth easier. Is the dank null in the pack? It is, and you are a genius. I should definitely make myself... Wait, is it not? We've got the dev null. I could have sworn the dank null was in the pack. I guess I should make a dev null anyway. Like, I don't think it's as good as the dank null, but being able to not have to worry about all this soft bedrock is certainly going to make my life easier. Okay, how fast is this thing? Pretty much instant. And does this thing have, like, infinite durability? It doesn't. It has 9,900. So it does have... Well, it claims to have some form of durability. At the same time, though, like, it never breaks. It just shreds my hunger, despite the fact that I have saturation. I do still have saturation, right? Yeah. But I guess, there we go. Oh my goodness, it's so slow. The saturation is not enough. I guess I'll just mine instead of vein mining. That's too much vein mining. There we go. Oh my. Even still, we're still just trapped in like a slightly larger box here. What in the world? Here we go. Okay, hello, my friend. I would like to, well, first, actually, I didn't set my dislocator, but that's fine. We can always come back to that. Okay, goodbye, my friend. We didn't get anything from that guy, but we could maybe also look into getting... Oh, Chain Spectre, hello. We could also look, and probably should also look, into just mob imprisonmenting these guys, right? If we bring 2 mob imprisonment tools over, and we use those to chain these guys up and take them back, so we don't have to spend, you know, days in this dimension fighting and hoping that we get these bones. I don't know how many we... I hear a Chain Spectre behind me. I don't know how many we need, but presumably it's more than 0, although they could... No, they don't have an EMC. Okay, that's fine. It's very fine. Oh, hello, my chain friend. I'm gonna bounce. My HP is very low. We're gonna take this guy out. We'll start with, I guess... actually, real quick, what we'll start with is we'll start with getting a 2x2 drawer so that we can store all of the items. Now, specifically, we're after the void chains and bones. I want to say like smoky bones, but I don't think that's right. So we'll put void chains in there, and then I will put in the other guy, the bone guy, first. This man. Oh man, that's a spooky sounds. Am I doing this right? Hold on. It is Omnicron, Charred Bones, Void Wraiths. Yeah, this is right. These are the right guys. I'm gonna temporarily set this to active with signal because I want all of the items to come in here real quick so I can see if we're getting the bones or not. I will... Oh man, they're like a freaking choir, man. Oh, it's horrifying. Oh, I think I saw a charred bone. Right? No? You guys hearing this? Insert Halo theme here. It does sound like the Halo theme, yeah. These guys are not dropping the charred bones, though. I think they got moved over to the trash can, but we've got, like... Right now, nothing is going to the trash can. I turned off the item conduit, so now everything should be coming in here. Kill Void Wraith for charred bones. This is Void Wraith, right? Yeah, Void Wraith. Yes. So you should be dropping me some char-grilled bones. And you're not? You're dropping ectoplasm? Probably won't drop them out of the dimension. I mean, there's a way to test that, right? If we swap that out for the chain gang, maybe these guys will, if these guys drop... See, these guys drop the chains out of the dimension. Like, that works. Not Void Wraith? So is the book wrong? The book does say kill Void Wraith for charred bones. Is it the Void Wrath that we need, not the Wraith? There is a fortress in the Void that has the Void Wrath that you need. Ah, okay. Kaz, I've got a charred bone to pick with you, my friend. Your book is full of lies. And I can't stand for this. Your book has incorrect information within its text. I can dump this guy out though. I don't need him anymore. Book might need a refresh. That's also fair. It might have been fixed at some point, maybe. If that's the case, then it's my fault. Then I apologize, Kaz. All right, so we need to go find a fortress then, in that case. And we need to grab ourselves a Void Wrath. Which kind of makes a bit more sense. The floating guys definitely don't look like the kind to drop bones. You won't miss it. It's purple. Yeah, the book said it looks like a nether fortress, right? But just a different color. Yeah, I mean, unless I'm slightly colorblind, I don't think you will miss it. It is very vibrantly purple. Oh my goodness. I guess I'll take some void infused cloth. I think we do need this for yeah, for the quarry fragments. They don't have an EMC, so we need a lot of them. I think we need 2 of these fragments, like 2 of these. Yeah, so I need, you know, however many are here times 2. You're not my friend. Let's not fall into the reality rip. We should probably look around the top, I guess. They're probably going to spawn. Oh, hello. Are you my friend? No, you're not my friend either. You're still not. You look bony. I know it's not a nice thing to say, but hello, my friend. Thank you. Okay. I don't want to die, of course. I'm not gonna stick around too long, but at the same time, yeah, I'm gonna head back. Here we go. Home. Probably should have waypointed that so that we could get back if needs be. All right. So the chorus can come out now. How many? We got 101 of those. Perfect. So I will take all of these out because we no longer need that. And I will also once again temporarily disable the extraction on this chest so that we can actually, you know, set up the bone collecting here. There we go. That makes a lot more sense. Charred bones acquired. Beautiful. All right. Always active. Let's go ahead and lock this drawer here. Beautiful. So now that we have both of those, how does one go about getting the Void Star? So we need a Molten Void Chain and a Chain Skull. Molten Void Chain is 5 charred bones and 4 Molten Void Chain parts. The Molten Void Chain parts are made by smelting the Void Chain, and then the skull is made by crafting together 4 Molten Void Chains, 4 charred bones, and 1 Wither Skeleton Skull. That is actually very easy. All right, so that's going to get us the Chained Skull, which says warning in all caps, explosions. So I believe what happens now is when we right click with the Chained Skull, we are going to generate a chained pawn, or corrupted pawn, sorry, which is a mini boss that we have to kill to get the Void Star. Now, due to my past experience, I happen to know that this guy, when you place it down, he rises up by 16 or 15-ish blocks. And so what I'm going to do to save myself some heartache here is I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're going to get some cobblestone, and we're going to go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then we're going to put this down right about here. We're going to give this guy plenty of space. I've got to remember that my tool here is ridiculously good. We're going to give him plenty of space to rise up, and so we're going to do this, and then we're going to let this cobblestone block, bedrock block even, slowly rise. It is a pretty cool animation, and it does look tremendously scary as it ascends through the floor of our platform here, higher and higher, until eventually arriving at the point in time where it erupts into a mini boss fight that is then instantly killed by the mob grinder. And then, I'm such an idiot. And then is obviously voided into our trash can because Isaac doesn't know how to freaking play this gosh dang game. He's an idiot.